be the joy you want to see. Then share your joy with everyone you meet. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. And be the love you want to see. Then share your love with everyone you meet. Let it begin, let it begin, let it begin with you. Be the peace, be the joy,
Good morning. Good morning. It's always a pleasure to be here with you, and not only those that are present physically, but those of you who are online. Thanks for being here today. I want to, first of all, welcome Robin, who is our singer-musician today. Robin, what's your last name?
Hackett.
Hackett. Robin Hackett. Please give a warm welcome to Robin. Okay. So I want to, before I do our affirmation about who we are, I want to thank those of you who have participated to make this all happen. So first of all, I want to thank Brian for being our POD today. Thank you, Brian. Okay. Also want to thank Cindy for doing our Psalm Sunday. Thank you, Cindy. I'm assuming you're online there, but if not, thank you. No matter what, you get the vibe. I think that's so. Is there anybody else I should be recognizing? Well, I know, yeah. Well, oh, Neil, right. That guy, he's always here, so it's like, you know. But yes, thank you, Neil. Neil's going to be our speaker today. And also, of course, our other musician, we have Mr. Clive. Thanks, Clive. And my name is Bill Sarnowski. Yes. Woo-hoo. You know, recently I realized that, and you know, most of you know that I do a lot of artwork, and some people said to me, you know, we know your art, that's a Sarnowski. Huh. And I thought, well, isn't that cool? You know, there was a time when I was young, whenever that was, I used to think that Sarnowski, because it was Polish, it wasn't really a good name, right? And it's transformed now because I see Sarnowski as something majestic, something powerful, something that makes a difference. So Sarnowski, here I am. Yes. I don't know where that came from, but that's just what came up. Okay, so I think, all right, yeah, so let's, would you please join me if you know it or it's on your paperwork there. We are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime. and that you are the architect of your life, and it's never, ever too late to know true happiness. Okay, so now we have, Robin's going to start our opening chant, and with Clive, of course. Okay, I'll be back.
Spirit and I are one. 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 Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy light. Spirit and I are one. 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 We are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are light. Spirit and I are one. 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 So holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are light. We are light. We are light.
Such a strong message. Spirit and I are one. I breathe into that powerful, powerful word, knowing exactly what that means. Spirit and I are one. Knowing that God exists in, through, and as each one of us. I am one. Is it any mistake that I is the Roman numeral 1? Is it any mistake that holy, H-O-L-Y, sounds the same as holy, W-H-O-L-Y? Or is it L-L-Y? Holy, holy, holy. We are one, we are one, we are one. We speak this message often. How often do we forget that in our daily lives? How often is that message lost as we go through the day to day? And so right now, I bless this message, and I bless that reminder that we may all remember through each moment of our lives just how powerful this oneness is, just how powerful we all are, just how powerful we can make our lives, that we have the power to create our lives exactly as we choose each and every moment. This is why we come here today, to be reminded of that. May we remember this in each moment of our lives. I bless this day, I bless this moment, I bless this message. And in loving gratitude, I surrender this word into life, into light, into law. And so it is.
Spirit and I are one. Oh, Spirit and I are one. Spirit and I are one. Spirit and I are one. We are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. We are light. We are light.
Thank you, Robin. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And Clive, thank you. You know, I was thinking while I was sitting there looking at you, I don't know what we would do without you. It would be a huge missing. Huge. So thank you for being with us week after week. Thank you. It's a little bit high for me, but okay. All right. Well, I guess we're all right. All right. So let's do our May affirmation, which you should have on your sheet. Ready? I am open and curious as I explore my own inner landscape. By exploring my inner landscape, I will take stock of where I am in my own process, what values I aspire to, and how I can begin to live those values in new and powerful ways. As I begin to have clarity around who I am and the spaces I want to live from, I can begin to create spaces and opportunity for others to do the same. The impact of this process on our collective experience will support our continued vision of a world where everyone is empowered to express and live authentically. And so it is. Okay. Oh, this is always a fun time. Oh, I want to say one other thing too that I know I left out before is if there's I'm going to say it that way. Any new people that may be here or online, we welcome you with an open heart and an open mind. Thank you. Okay, so this is a fun time, as I was saying. Okay, this is your chance to get up out of your seat and welcome your neighbor.
Howdy, neighbor. Welcome, neighbor.
Hey.
I'm good. Did you ever email me?
It's been like that.
Okay,
It's been like that, yes.
Patricia.
I'll just wait for you to tell me what's next.
We used to have a gong,
Oh,
but we don't anymore. So usually Celine does something. So to get everybody back. It's like flicking the lights, you know.
should we go now?
Not quite yet. No, I think. No, there's something else happening too. There's a reading.
You know, this meet and greet could just go on for the whole service, and that would be it, wouldn't it? Please take your seats. You know, the words that we speak and all that is all good, of course. But I think what we just did is much deeper, much wider, because it's connecting, right? And you're always connected. It's just that when you do that, you are reminded that you are one. As Brian was saying earlier, we are one. That's it. There's nothing more. So, with that, Neil, you're going to be doing the peace practice? Yes?
Okay.
Okay, so Neil's going to be doing the peace practice. Okay, so thank you, Neil.
Why do I want to go? I'm not a crook. We have. Here's to Richard Nixon. Going back to that, one of the things we know about the peace practice, and thank God, I mean, my granddaughter the other day said to me, "Were you a hippie?" Lila, right? They're studying Woodstock in school, and I said, "Don't bother looking at the movie. You won't find me. I was there, but I don't. Other than this portion of me, possibly, shows up in the video." And she goes, "Were you a hippie?" Now she's what, 9, 10, whatever she is, and she goes, "Did you see Jimi Hendrix?" I'm like, wow, they're studying this stuff, you know? Well, that's the unfortunate part. It's part of their history class. That's, I'm now being studied as history. But one of those things that came out of the 60s was the idea of peace, love, flowers, hippie, happiness. We could use a big dose of that today. And one thing we know for sure is that peace starts here, within each one of us, not outside of us. My peace doesn't start with you, and your peace doesn't start with me. But if we start inside each one of us and come from that hippie place deep down inside that says, I really think I'm supposed to love people, we're going to get to a much better place. So please, repeat after me. I am the peace I want to see in the world. I know this peace from my family. I know this peace from my community. And my community knows this peace for the world. And now we will have a wonderful reading from our practitioner of the day, Brian. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Neil. And our reading today comes from the textbook, page 156, Understanding Faith, which Neil has so graciously bookmarked for me, along with several other bookmarks, but I found the right one. Hooray! We wish a faith based on the knowledge that there is nothing to fear. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The thought of faith molds the undifferentiated substance and brings into manifestation the thing which was fashioned in the mind. This is how faith brings our desires to pass. When we use our creative imagination and strong faith, it will create for us out of the one substance whatever we have formed in thought. In this way, man becomes a co-creator with God. There will never be an end to any of the eternal verities like truth, love, beauty. There will never be an end to God, nor to any of the attributes which are co-eternal and coexistent with God. If we are wise, we shall cultivate a faith in these realities. This is not a difficult task, but a thrilling experience. Spiritual substance is all around us, waiting to be formed. Thus we see what Jesus meant when he said, "And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given unto you." The law must work in compliance with our demand. The divine urge within us is God's way of letting us know that we should push forward and take that which is awaiting our demand. If the good were not already ours in the invisible supply, it would be impossible for us to procure it in any manner. He openeth his hand and satisfieth the desire of every living creature. And I say, and so it is.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to share with you a song that I wrote when I was singing for the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Fe. And I was preparing with a music director, and it seemed like this song seemed to just be floating through the air. The melody was there, and then the lyrics came really fast. So it was a divine download, as are many of my songs. And so I just want to share this with you. Suspend all disbelief and just breathe. You might be surprised what you will see, 'cause anything is possible, yes. Everything's right here. Anything is possible. It's perfect and it's clear. Hold your destiny in your hand. It's time you realize and take a stand, 'cause anything is possible, yes. Everything's right here. Anything is possible. It's perfect and it's clear. Just believe. If you just believe, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So hold a vision in your heart, 'cause there's no better place for you to start. 'Cause anything is possible, yes. Everything's right here. Anything is possible. It's perfect and it's clear. You just believe. If you just believe, if you just believe, if you believe, pray and receive, pray and receive, believe. Thank you. Clive, I love him. Thank you.
What an inspiration. That's great. Okay, so I just want to introduce our speaker. All of you, most of you at least, certainly know him. Neil Pinkman is, he's a person that has a heart that's bigger than who he is, and he's big. And also he is our spiritual director, and he is, you know, I'm going to call him the super glue that keeps all this together, that has this continue to be what it is and where it's going. And also for me personally has become a close and warm friend, and I thank you. Thank you, Neil. Okay, so let's welcome Neil Pinkman.
Thank you, Robin. She's good, right? She's good. I'm going to robinhackettmusic.com. Yes. There you go. Buy them, folks. You can get them right there online. Go on your phones, download it, and get all that wonderful music in your car, wherever you go. So, Bill, thank you. That was a good introduction. The song, Anything is Possible. And the way Bill introduced me, I think, is really important to what I was going to talk about today, because I picked this date on the calendar for me to be up here and talk so that I could periodically just give everybody sort of an update on what's happening at the center. And it just happened to fit in great with the topic for today, too, those things that are going on. And what's happening at the center is good stuff. We're in a good shape. We're handling this transition well. Your leadership is working hard and doing a great job. And all that is really wonderful. And what Bill said is really true about who I am. But one of the things that I know for sure is I am not the future spiritual leader of this community. That's not me. I am the person who will get us there. And right now, that's important. I've done it before with different organizations, and I have a secret on how to do it. I just steal all your good ideas, and I put them together, and we do this together. And that's really it. So we're in really good shape here, except financially. Financially, we can't afford to hire a full-time minister, and we have to come back financially more. How do we do that? We're going to do it by growing the membership, by letting more people know that we're here. We're going to do it by having the elevator speech, by being able to reach out to people, tell people who we are, and put the energy out there, because we live this teaching, and because what we do results in demonstrations. And it's us being the living example of those demonstrations that's going to draw attention, going to help build this community, and people are going to say, I want what they have. So, we need more demonstrations. How do we get more demonstrations? The theme for the year is a grand rising. The theme for the month is good to great to grand. I guess I'm kind of known, if you're familiar with the Good to Great work by Jim Collins and the book that he put out, massive big book on turning a company into a great company from a good company. And I've done that work before. We even did a version of that with the Leadership Council here a few years ago. And the good to great to grand for the month, but for the day, it's the steps we take. So, Carl Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." And the idea of going good to great to grand is all about that, looking inside. And when we do that, that's where we will demonstrate in our lives what we need to do, what we need in our lives in every way. But when you think about it, what does all that mean? What does good mean to you? What does great mean to you? And what does grand mean to you? Well, because of my own personal life lately, I have realized that what I need for greater demonstrations is a deeper faith. All about faith. Faith first. So I started thinking about it, and I've had discussions with people here and other centers around different ministers, the fact that there's a difference between believing and knowing, right? And some people will disagree with that, but that's okay. I wholeheartedly believe that that's true. And belief is good, knowing is good, but the third step of that, and the way this coordinates to me with the good to great to grand, is that it's belief to knowing to faith. So the good is the belief, the knowing is the great, but the faith is the grand that we step into. And that very much is reflected in what we do here all the time, in the treatments we do here all the time. And those are the steps we take. Just in a simple treatment, we take those 3 steps through. Good is the belief, great is the knowing, grand is the faith. But as Ernest Holmes says, mental treatment is a direct statement of belief into mind, coupled with the realization that the work is already an accomplished fact. This is the place we want to be when we're doing a treatment. This is the place we want to end up in order to create in our lives what we want. And when you think about it, what he says there is true. It starts with a belief. There's our believing. Then it goes into mind. There's our knowing in our mind. But coupled with the realization that the work is already accomplished, being a fact, that's faith. That's the deep faith of saying, I know this is here. I know this is done. As our good friend Ram Dass, as we've quoted him before, has said, belief is not faith. Faith is what's left over when all your beliefs have been blown out of the water. And that's true. That's really, really true. So, in a way, knowing replaces beliefs, and faith replaces knowing. If I'm deep in faith, and I know where I am, and I know where I stand, and my faith is so great that I know whatever it is, there's already a yes to it, then I don't have to believe anything. I don't even have to know anything. Because if I've gotten to that point already, I'm there. And I trust life, and I trust God. And that's where I stand in creating those things that a while back seemed like, that could never happen. But what was that quote again? Anything's possible? She said it, and she's right. So, but what do we have faith in? And you need to ask yourself that. What do I have faith in? And it's very simple. Say, I have faith in God. Okay, that's great. That's nice. And it works. Some people don't like that word. That's fine. But then again, we ask ourselves, okay, so what's God? We had the one book discussion on the physics of God, which Joe Schneider ran. Everybody wished Joe getting better. He's home today. And when we were doing that class, when we were in those discussion groups, we kept asking ourselves, why are we here? What is it, because you start talking about quantum theory and quantum science, and it's, Cindy, I think, was the one there, and they're the first one to say, okay, this is blowing my mind. Because they're talking the double slit experiments and particles going this way and that way, and, it's like, I'll say it. Andy's the only one who understood that. Which is great, because then he could explain it to the rest of us. But basically, I came to the conclusion that the reason that was important, the reason I was there, was to build my knowing of what I know about God, for me. For me. David Lynch, who I had no idea who he was until the other day. I'm sure Brian knows who he is. There was a quote from him who said, "There is an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us. This is called the unified field. Is it at the base? It is at the base of all mind, all matter. It is said by scientists that all matter emerges from this field. And this field has qualities like bliss, intelligence, creativity, universal love, energy, and peace. It's not the intellectual understanding of this field, and this is important, it is the experiencing of it that does everything. And that is what happens when we make a demonstration. It's the experience that puts us in that place of saying, oh yeah, this works. If my faith is deep enough here, this works. The field is a field of pure knowingness. You dive in there and you know how to go. You know how to find solutions. It's like an ocean of solutions. The enjoyment of life grows huge. So, what he's saying is the same thing we talked about in quantum theory, and you don't have to understand quantum theory. He's talking about the same thing they talk about there, that there's this great quantum soup, and we pull from that ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness in order to create the lives we want. But to pull from it, we have to have the complete faith that it's there. And that there is always a yes, that there's never a time where we have to doubt. And that is the elimination of fear. But what are we afraid of when we don't step into that? Honestly, I think most of us are afraid what we say, we all should live in the present. We're afraid to live in the present. Makes a great Hallmark card, makes a great meme on Facebook, and that's fine. But I think we're really afraid to live in the present. Why? Because we don't know what's coming next. If you truly live in the present, you don't know what's coming next. Deepak Chopra said the first time I heard him talk, we need to embrace the uncertain. Because if we don't, we all want to feel safe. It's a beautiful part of this community. We're safe. But in order to feel safe, we think we have to use the past in order to feel secure where we are right now. That something becomes predictable. That I can count on that. As I've said before, and I think it was even in our affirmation last month. I use my memories, but I don't let them use my memories use me. I don't want that to happen. Somebody asked me one time what makes me a successful entrepreneur. I said, I just like waking up scared to death every day. And that's life. Somebody said, do you like amusement parks and roller coasters? I go, no, I've got my life. That's a big enough thrill. So, getting present becomes this really rich experience that pays off phenomenally if you have faith underneath it. Last week it was just a real crazy week up where I'm working. And I said, I gotta get out of here. I got no plans for lunch, nothing. So I got in the car, I drove over to Unity of Sussex, and I started to walk the labyrinth. I sat, I meditated. So I walked the labyrinth here. It's a gorgeous day, it's beautiful. And so I started to walk the labyrinth, and I got into a very deep place, enormously present. And this is just a very small example of what I'm talking about, but it was really, just really very clear to me. I was walking the labyrinth, and I was so present, and something interrupted my presentness. And I all of a sudden was like, where am I? It wasn't amnesia, but I'm sitting there going, oh. And then I thought, am I on my way into the labyrinth, or am I on my way out of the labyrinth? Did I ever get to the center of the labyrinth? I don't know. It was just like, I have no clue where I am in this whole process. But I felt fantastic. I felt so light. I felt so clean. I felt like I was present. And I realized, what difference does it make? Just keep going. Which immediately registered with me with just walk in faith. Doesn't matter whether you're coming or going. My wife has accused me of not knowing whether I'm coming or going a few times, so I'm familiar with the saying. And it felt so good to be there and to know that it really didn't matter. And it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. So, it's really nice that all these quantum theory things are being proven by scientists, and they're getting more and more on board with it. But all it does is substantiate what we already know. That field that we draw on can provide for us what we need. And not knowing what lies ahead, and you're going to hear, because we're putting together the Joseph Campbell series for the fall, which is going to be fantastic, watching The Power of Myth, watching the videos, doing discussions, 6 weeks of that. It's already on the website if you want to sign up for it. We may get some people from around the country joining us, because that looks to be pretty popular. But here's what Joseph Campbell said. If you can see your path laid out in front of you step by step, you know it's not your path. Your own path you make with every step you take. That's why it's your path. Ernest Holmes said the ultimate goal of life does not mean that we shall ever arrive at a spiritual destination where everything remains static and inactive. That which to our present understanding seems an ultimate goal will, when attained, be but the starting point for a new and further evolution. We're always here and now, right here and now. Living in the present, embracing the uncertain is great. One of the things we get caught up in, and that's using, I talked about using the past in order to feel safe in the present, but, using the future to try and predict if I'm going to be safe in taking that next step too, and see what's ahead. There are so many times where we live our lives waiting for the next thing. Well, when that happens, I'll be able to do this. When that happens, I'll be able to do that. My ex-wife had a young child, and she said, she just kept saying, when he graduates from school, we'll be able to do this, or we'll be able to do that. I go, no. This is our life, right here, right now. You know, if you consider all of that, listen, this is it. It may change. No, it will change for sure. We talk and we read about the word eternity. And when we use the word eternity, we're thinking out there, eternity happens when I die. I'll go from here to eternity. Well, I got some news for you. This is eternity right here and right. You're in eternity right now. What you're doing is existing in eternity. Wherever you came from to get here, if you believe in reincarnation, you're dead already. This is the result of your dying. You're here. This is, where you came from as the next step in eternity. So if you're waiting for eternity, the bus has arrived. Hop on, pick a seat, let's go for the ride together. This is what I want to communicate, not only to us as individuals, but to us as a community, that this is the core of our belief, that when we step from the belief to the knowing, to the faith, we demonstrate anything we want at any time. Boy, I look forward to that. Not there yet. But listen, one of the really, really nice things, and we mention it all the time, is that we're each a unique expression of this divine intelligence. There's no two alike, not even twins. And as unique as we are, and we will create from this quantum soup our own lives. Going back to the peace practice, think about how much we're not different from each other. There are so many things that we have in common. Not just with each other in this room, but people we don't know, people who speak a different language, people who were brought up in a different country or a different culture. Excuse me. We all laugh in the same language. Babies all giggle and laugh at the same silly stuff. And when we hear a baby laugh that's maybe in China or Japan or Russia, we look and go, wow, it feels good to see that baby laugh. It's so simple, it's so pure, it's so right there. I guarantee you that baby is very present, very present. We also love in the same language. Doesn't matter where you're from, what you do. We all love each other by hugging each other, by kissing each other, by holding hands, and by caring for each other. Not just the cuddling, not all that, but doesn't matter what language you speak or where you're from. And that's what I love about the Science of Mind teaching. It is a universal teaching. We're asking everybody to share those qualities that we all have in common with each other, so that we can be loving and kind and compassionate and empathetic with each other. At the same time, singing our own song, being beautifully, authentically us. So, thank you for being here and helping us rebuild this center. Thank you for all you've done in the past. But I think the best way that we can show our gratitude to this organization is to take that final step. We've already done from good to great. We've already done from belief to knowing. Let's take that final step. Faith. Now let's take it into prayer. So yes, there is a power in a presence. There is that divine intelligence, that quantum soup, that ocean out there, an ocean of possibility, as we just heard. And that I know to be the mind of God. And that intelligence is what breathes each one of us all the time in every way. It's endless. And yes, it breathes us as we move through this day, as we move through each moment of our lives. It is also there when we don't breathe. It is also there for whatever our next step is, no matter what it is in any way in this journey that we're on. I know that to be true. I feel that to be true. And I see that to be true in the demonstrations that happen in my life every day, all the time. And I am so thankful, and I am so grateful. And what I know for each person in this community, everybody associated with everybody in this community, each person out there, that is the opening of each soul here to that level of faith that says, I allow, I surrender, I trust, because behind it is nothing but an affirmative, a positive, a huge yes from that divine intelligence. And I release these words in that gratitude for that power and presence that always and has already said yes. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Thank you.
This is the moment, this is the hour, time to put everything on the line, yeah. And I am the answer, I am the reason, I'm a believer, it's all inside of me. And I will not be broken by some fear, and I will not stand still again, and I won't fall apart like all those times before, 'cause I won't take it anymore. will no longer waste so much time, 'cause I know that this is a revolution, and you are a changer. You are the master of all you believe, and this is your moment. This is your moment. Time to put everything on the line. Whoa, whoa. This is your moment. This is your moment. Time to put everything on the line.
Yes, Robin, thank you. Did you write all the songs you sang today?
Yeah.
Whoa, kudos to you. Thank you. That's great. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, so definitely buy some of her album. Is it albums or?
Albums,
Yeah,
yes.
albums. Okay. All right. What was I going to say? There was something else. Oh, I know one thing too is thank God for the speakers that they have outside of here. I didn't miss a blip going to the bathroom. So I got it all. Thank you. I was afraid I would. Oh boy, I don't know, maybe that was too much information. Okay, so now is the time for our, it's for our abundance and blessing, and a time for spiritual connection to that everything is one, right? So as Neil was saying earlier, that everything is working incredibly well here with, I believe he said, the exception of enough money to come in to have a new minister or maybe even having our own place, but this is great. But whatever it might be. So this is a time for you to just go inside and look at your own, where you're coming from around the money that you have or don't have, okay? And whatever that may be, to give from your heart, not about what this says. This doesn't know. Your heart knows. It has way more intelligence, at least in my point of view anyway. So if you listen to that, it's amazing how life works. So if you're looking to open up the abundance in your life, well, my first spiritual teacher said, whatever you want for yourself, give it first. And wow, that works powerfully. Okay, enough said on that. So, if you join me in our affirmation of conscious giving, please let's start with that now. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all the good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Thank you. I didn't say this, but there is a basket there, so if you want to put some cash in there or a check, we would greatly appreciate it. And for those of you who, donate or give online or however you do that, like a direct deposit or whatever it may be, thank you. Really appreciate it. All right, so we have some announcements. Here's my sheet. There it is. Okay. All right. Too many papers. Okay. So, so next Sunday we will be on Zoom only. Okay, and Reverend Joel will be the speaker, and that's always a great talk that he has. But on June 2nd, will be the installation, okay, of Neil Pinkman, okay, and also for Evelyn Bourne, okay, which will be officiated by Reverend Michelle, or Dr. Reverend Michelle, okay. And so, yes, please come, join us, celebrate.
About that, Evelyn and I, due to COVID and everything, this goes back 3-4 years, we became a minister.
Yeah.
My God, time flies.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So please, show up. Evelyn and I would be very happy that you did.
And yes, for sure, we'll celebrate. And I don't want to be remiss here, so I want to say, Neil, thank you for that inspiring talk. Got it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see who we have else coming here. All right, Patrick Habula is coming. Wow, okay, on June 30th. So Patrick joins us as our speaker, and he will also be doing a workshop I guess immediately after service. And it's called The Joy Factor, A Life of Infinite Freedom. Yes.
Oh, I'd like to add to that, because this is new. I know, Tony, you got the email. For anybody who did the Busting Loose from the Money Game, Patrick Harbula is an expert in that book, that teaching. He's doing a 2-hour workshop Thursday the 27th of June, I believe it is, at the Marston Center for a love offering. So, I'm going to put that out there in the newsletter and all, if it's not out there already. So if you want to hear him talk about busting loose the money game, that Thursday night out there at Marston's place.
Great, thank you, Neil. Okay, and also Joseph Campbell's The Power of Myth. I don't know how many of you, or if you're old enough to remember that when this was on, I don't know, it was on PBS, was it? Yeah, it was, really.
Bill Moyer's.
And it was Bill Moyer, right, exactly. And wow, I don't remember the exact thing, but I just remember being inspired when I saw that series. So that'll be coming in September. This is a 6-week class based on Bill Moyer's interviews with Joseph Campbell. We will watch the interview and then we'll discuss the topics covered. So if you're interested in that, join us. We'll give you more details as we get closer. Also, there is the ongoing gathering, as it's called, She Speaks, hosted by Nettie Bonner. So you can join that at any time. I know we have a men's group that meet every Sunday night, and it's been incredibly eye-opening and inspiring to me. So, and you get a chance to voice whatever you need to voice, whatever's there. And if you've been holding on, or you've been afraid to let go, or whatever it may be, this is for women, okay? Then you can join this group, and it gives you that, gives you the forum to actually be able to speak things that you may never say out loud to anybody else. It's great because it's a safe space. All right, so that's that. And I want to say one more thing is, as most of you or some of you know, I was going to do a program called Letting Go, a pathway to surrender. And I've been so inspired by that book, so that's what made me want to do the program. There wasn't enough people that signed up, so of course we didn't go for it. I will do it in September, by the way. But because there were a couple of people who were really interested, and they've gotten, just by reading the book, had incredible transformation in their life because of it, I said, okay, I'm going to do every other Tuesday night a talk about, not me a talk, but having a conversation about the book and what people got out of it as they read it. So what I'm saying is, if there's anybody that wants to read that book and is interested, or who is already reading that book, I'm welcoming you to come and join us on Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday night, and then it's every other Tuesday, and it will be from 8 o'clock till 9:30 the latest. So if you're interested, join us. It's incredibly powerful. Okay, I think I covered all that. Yeah, okay, good. And and then we have our closing song. We're done. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Today I saw the sun. I stood out in the rain and watched the eagle fly again. I heard a baby cry and walked right through a storm and felt the wind upon my face. And all the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes in you and me. And I am peaceful, yes, and I'm grateful, and I'm thankful, oh Lord. Yes, I am, and I'm hopeful, yeah, and I'm so full, and I'm thankful, oh, I am. I hugged an old oak tree, the earth beneath my feet, and saw a shooting star above. I looked into your eyes and touched an open heart and fell into a whole lot of love. And all the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes in you and me. And I'm peaceful, yes, and I'm grateful, oh, and I'm thankful, oh Lord. Yes, I am, and I'm hopeful, yeah, and I am so full, and I'm thankful, oh, I am, yes. Give it up for Clyde. All the while I could not help but see the life that lives and breathes in you and me. And I'm peaceful, yeah, and I'm grateful, oh, and I'm thankful, oh Lord. Yes, I am, and I'm hopeful, yeah, and I'm so full, and I'm thankful, oh, I am so peaceful, yeah, I am grateful, I am thankful, oh, yes I am. I am hopeful, yeah, and I'm so full, and I'm thankful, oh, I am, and I'm thankful, oh, I am, yes I am, yes I am, so grateful, yeah, so thankful. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh, I am. Yeah, I am. I am. So grateful, so thankful, so peaceful, yes, so hopeful, so grateful, so thankful, thankful.
Thank you.